How's it going? This is so weird. I have not recorded in like years. Not my natural element. Hi! Welcome to Craft Talk Shit. We're gonna talk about Scrutinized today. So the reason I'm making this video is because a lot of people often come into my streams asking if I'm gonna keep playing Scrutinized or what I think about the game. And the short answer to am I gonna keep playing the game is no. The long answer to what I thought about the game is this video, so buckle up. By now, most of the gaming community has in some way experienced Scrutinized. Some of us have played it, some of us have watched it, some of us liked it, and some of us didn't. Some of us were in between, because while it's great in making you scared like horror games should,
I don't want to!
After a while, that fear kind of waned and left room for something closer to annoyance. I was one of those people, so what exactly happened? Disclaimer here real quick, by the way, I'm not trying to talk shit about the creator, Adam, or the game at all. I'm just stating my own personal opinion. So you're allowed to disagree with me, just as I'm allowed to disagree with you. I would like to preface that I did like the game, but I obviously have thoughts surrounding it, and that is why I am making this video. Also keep in mind that there is going to be spoilers for the endings of this game. For those of you unaware, Scrutinized is an atmospheric horror game in which you investigate and solve various crime reports on your in-game computer. While reading about violent crimes that get your paranoia going, you also need to keep track of your house's rooms and security cameras because you are yourself in constant danger of being killed. Awesome. We all love that. The premise of the game is built to make you paranoid and feel like someone is behind you watching at all times, but turning around will risk having you killed. And even so, you need to stay alert. There's no such thing as hiding until the problem goes away, as there are goals that you need to achieve within a certain amount of time, and if you fail, you die. You have no choice but to subject yourself to it all the dangers, even though it doesn't always make sense. You're aware that you're being hunted, but you have nothing prepared to defend yourself with. You can't even pick up the knife that's in plain sight in the kitchen that you can walk into that's like right next to your computer where you sit and solve crimes. Even the electricity in the house is faulty to the point of it being dangerous because the lights in the rooms in the house often go out, and killers love hiding in the dark, I guess. The locks on the windows can easily be lockpicked, and the protagonist sometimes leaves the windows open in the middle of the night, even though she knows that people are trying to break in because fresh air is important, I suppose. Despite all these flaws that make you question the main character's IQ, but also makes sense as it is, in fact, a game, and the killers have to have some sort of possibility to get you. These are not the things that are bothering people. I think most gamers understand that there needs to be some level of main character stupidity in order to not feel invincible, because if we feel invincible, we wouldn't be scared, which is the point of a horror game. The issue with the game is how hard it is to beat. Now, games that simply need you to get better to beat them are fun. We have Bloodborne. It's difficult, it's punishing, but it's possible to learn and do well in that game. It feels fulfilling and satisfying every time you beat a boss. Oh, good game. Even rage games, such as Getting Over It, which I don't particularly like, have a certain charm to them. You may play them, break a keyboard or two, get angry at how impossible it feels, but at the end of the day, the games are straightforward. They're easy to learn and hard to master. Scrutinized, however, feels like it's hard to learn and harder to beat. So much so that some people end up feeling like they just can't be bothered. Some people settle with the shit ending, which is quite shit, because at least they beat the game. I'm one of those people. It's not only about it being hard, it feels kind of unfair at times, and that kind of takes out the fun and satisfaction in playing and beating the game. To me, personally, I have to reiterate that all of this is just my personal opinion. It's not an attack. It's not like factual stuff, you know, it's just what I think. Let's compare that feeling to Fall Guys real quick, just because it's relevant. Sometimes when playing Fall Guys, we fail on our own accord. We jump where we shouldn't, we try to push someone off and instead fall ourselves, or we try a risky strat that instead ends up getting us killed. It happens, and in the end we accept it because it was a stupid thing to do. It was our own fault and we recognize that. But sometimes we die because of something that is out of our control. The jump button doesn't register the way it should. We stumble and fall because of someone else falling in front of us and bumping into us. or there's a massive amount of lag. What? This is what Scrutinized sometimes feels like to me. Even after learning how the game works, which is something that takes a lot of effort, it often feels like you have to be lucky or in some way rely on soft cheats in order to beat it. Many players use documents with info on how to solve the various crime reports that you get throughout the day, so that you instead can focus on the rooms in the house and the security cameras. Well, it's nice that people are cooperating, like hell yeah. It feels almost impossible to beat on your own, and to me, not in a way that leaves me satisfied when I beat it, since I instead find it so aggravating that I lose all the enjoyment like halfway through a playthrough. I do understand wanting to make games that are hard and that require people to really put effort into beating it. It's a difficult balance to make such a game that is enjoyable at the same time or feels beatable to the point where you're close to giving up, but still want to pull through as you feel like it might be worth it in the end. And we're different after all. Some people will feel like this game is perfect, and some people will feel like me, and some people will feel something entirely different, and that's okay. But then in my opinion, how could the game be improved? Honestly, not very big changes are needed. I like the challenges that the game gives you, but mostly think that the difficulty levels are a bit misleading. Casual feels like it'd be normal. It's definitely not something you could play casually. And normal would be hard mode. Even just renaming casual to easy would be better. Because again, it's not something that you play casually. It is not casual. That description does not really fit. The ending you get in casual mode also feels a little bit too mocking, like you didn't just put 10 plus hours into beating the game. Sure, Adam can do whatever he wants as it's his game, but I just think that phrasing the ending text a little bit differently encourage you more to replay the game in normal mode instead of making fun of players' still valid efforts. Would change my personal outlook on it. What I do like is the fact that detective mode and no jump scare mode exists and are options. However, there's a big issue in which no jump scare mode doesn't always work and you still get jump scares. I had jump scares off! And so far I haven't seen it being addressed at all, even though I've seen several people have that problem. Now I could have just missed it because it's not like I'm looking at every single update nowadays that the game is getting or like every single tweet that Adam puts out about the game. I don't look at all that, so I could have just missed it. But the fact that, from what I know, it hasn't been addressed or changed at all, paired with the fact that no jump scare mode is advertised as an option for people who are a little bit more faint of heart, is not very great. All in all, it's a game that's hard to boil down the issues of in a clear-cut way, because on one hand, from a game dev perspective, I understand wanting to make the game challenging and encouraging cooperation like we've seen with Scrutinized. But from a gamer perspective, on the other hand, there needs to be a limit as to how challenging things can get before the fun is like completely sucked out. In the end, I did enjoy the game. I did not care about the casual ending at all, as I had already heard that it was shit. It's called shit ending for a reason. So I looked up the normal ending beforehand because I can't be bothered. I couldn't be bothered to play normal on my own, so I just looked it up instead. It was a fun experience, and I applaud Adam's ability to make really atmospheric games, like the atmosphere in those games. Like Welcome to the Game 2, Scrutinized. Atmosphere, chef's kiss. It's really good. While I got tired after a while, I can't deny that the idea behind the game is amazing. We can't always expect perfection after all, so whatever, you know. What we can expect is a fair chance. Did we get one? Some would say yes, and some would make this video. And that's basically all I have to say about Scrutinized. I tried to condense my thoughts quite a bit because I don't want to just go on a rant. I do think it's a great game. Obviously, it has flaws, but it's definitely not bad. So, again, I would like to reiterate that I am not trying to shit talk Adam or the game at all, but this is just like my more nuanced opinion on the game, because, again, people have asked several times what I thought about it and if I'm gonna play it again, and when I say no, why not? So, I would love to hear what you think of the game and what you think of my opinions of the game. I don't want to argue. Like, I'm not here to argue. Like, why would I argue over a video game? That's not my goal. I'm really just trying to talk. This is my opinion. This is purely my opinion. It's not fact. So, you think what you think. I think what I think. And that's it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you like video games, I guess. I don't really know what to say as an outro or whatever, so, see ya. Thank you for listening.